Minutes, where we bring to you the top business news of the week as reported on Footprints Africa. I'm Shamaka J. This week in Africa, the United Kingdom and Kenyan investors are upbeat on renewable energy sector in Kenya. Guinea-Bissau shows determination to get IMF facility back on track. South Africa to build capacity for 200 beach stewards. And the International Finance Corporation floats new platform to mobilize $5 billion for infrastructure investments in emerging markets. The British High Commission, in conjunction with Barclays Bank of Kenya, this week held an event in Nairobi bringing together leading players in the local renewable energy sector with investors from the United Kingdom interested in investing in the sector. Now, the UK-Kenya Renewable Energy Conference aimed to secure investment into Kenya's growing renewable energy sector, building a strong pipeline of deals to accelerate the nation's pace of affordable electrification. Nigeria has urged African countries to continue on the path of domestic trade policy reforms to help the continent achieve a well-integrated trade economy. Nigeria's Trade and Investment Minister highlighted efforts the Nigerian government has made to create an enabling environment for businesses, including the recent ratification of the Trade Facilitation Agreement. The TFA will significantly reduce trade costs for businesses in developing countries, particularly for small and medium enterprises, and is also expected to help unblock logjam in intra-regional trading. Guinea-Bissau has exhibited its determination to again access the International Monetary Fund supported program under the Extended Credit Facility by implementing a number of required reform policies. The program aims to consolidate the fiscal position through better expenditure management and enhanced revenue mobilization, and also deepen institutional reforms and develop the private sector to support growth and job creation. The South African Finance Minister is inviting South Africans to share their views about economic conditions and other issues they would like the government to highlight in the medium-term budget policy statement. The MTPBS is to be presented on the 26th of October 2016. In a statement issued by the Ministry of Finance, the MTPBS will be presented against the backdrop of a sluggish economy, and a balancing act must be struck to give attention to the various competing priorities. The Department of Tourism has entered into a 3-year partnership with Wildlife and Environment Society of South Africa to train 200 beach stewards to enhance tourism facilities and services at 50 blue flag beaches. Speaking at the launch event held in Marina Beach on the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal on Friday, the Tourism Minister lauded the 40 million rand program, which he said will advance responsible tourism along the country's approximately 3,000-kilometer coastline. The Blue Flag project will train 200 youth from low-income households in the National Certificate in Environmental Education Training and Development Practices, specializing in tourism. The training will run over a 28-month period and will be complemented by practical work experience. In tech news, Kaspersky Lab has announced the availability of the new version of its flagship security solution, Kaspersky Internet Security Multi-Device in Nigeria. It provides users with additional opportunities to manage their internet protection and to ensure the safety of their data. This year, Kaspersky Lab products for Windows have integrated several new functions. Users can protect their data from being intercepted during an unsafe internet connection with the help of Secure Connection. In addition, the security solution can patch potential holes in your device security with software updater and software cleaner. South Africa has concluded a new trade deal, the Economic Partnership Agreement, with the European Union under the SADC-EU EPA framework. The new trade agreement replaces the trade provisions of the existing bilateral trade agreement between South Africa and the EU, known as the Trade, Development and Cooperation Agreement. The SADC-EPA agreement took effect on the 10th of October this year and provides for a preferential market access in the EU of almost all South African products, about 99%, compared to about 95% under the old agreement. The International Finance Corporation, a member of the World Bank Group, has launched an innovative program that aims to raise $5 billion from global institutional investors to modernize infrastructure in emerging markets over the next 5 years. This would open up a new stream of capital flows to improve power, water, transportation and telecommunications systems in developing countries. With expected support from the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, the IFC will provide a limited first loss guarantee on the investment to meet the risk-reward profile that institutional investors require. And finally this week, South Africa's Energy Minister on Tuesday said renewable energy will cost the country in excess of 1 trillion rand, and it's up to Eskom to say if they can afford it, as it will be funded from the power utilities balance sheet. These energy plans, which haven't officially been updated for years, will serve as the guideline for South Africa's future energy needs. To up this week's top stories, we'll be back with a recap of the headlines. UK and Kenya investors upbeat on renewable energy sector in Kenya. Nigeria urges sustenance of domestic policy reforms to boost trade integration. Guinea-Bissau shows determination to get IMF facility back on track. South Africa invites public to contribute to budget decision. South Africa to build capacity for 200 beach stewards. Kaspersky announces multi-device security software to protect Nigerian internet users. South Africa increases benefits under new trade deal with European Union. International Finance Corporation floats new platform to mobilize $5 billion for infrastructure investments in emerging markets. And finally, South Africa mulls 1 trillion rand renewable energy cost and asks Eskom to vet funding. For questions, comments, or to keep up with the trending business news, stay connected. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and connect with us on LinkedIn. This news and reports are called from Footprint Africa. For daily updates and more business news in Africa, visit www.footprintafrica.com today. Footprint Africa, business news made in Africa by Africans.